Hello and welcome to Six Pack Cinema. We are talking about the movie Vice, starring Christian Bale and Amy Adams, directed by Adam McKay, all about Vice President Dick Cheney. This is Six Pack Cinema. Thanks for joining.
We sang that one up.
Get the timing down perfect.
You should
start singing.
Oh my god, yes.
Okay, I've had a couple, so movie review.
All right, thank you for tuning in and listening to this episode of Six Pack Cinema, in which we are going to discuss the movie Vice. Either you are a regular listener and we welcome you back, or you're a first-time listener who watched the movie Vice and now want to talk about it or hear people talk about it, get some other opinions. Thank you for joining us. Me, Jimmy, I got John, got Dave here, the whole crew. We all saw this quite recently, I believe, too, right?
I saw
Yeah,
it
I
last
saw it
night.
yesterday.
Yeah, okay. So the way this goes is we're going to do our gut reaction, then we're going to talk through it a little bit, lead our way into our own personal ratings, which we combine for a six-pack cinema average of entertainment, popcorn out of 5, and then a critical score out of 100. I'm going to do some other
true.
stuff as well. So, gut reaction. Any nominations to go first?
I will.
Sheehan.
Wow, there you go. John, what's your gut reaction to the movie Vice?
I am reissuing my top 5 favorite movies of the year, and this is included, and this is number 4. I loved it. I heard. Yeah. I'm ready for a fucking fight. Okay. This was amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we got to do fucking this? Okay. This.
Oh man. I'll give my.
Oh, my.
I thought it was okay. It was super inconsistent and basically managed to get by on the fact that they got Christian Bale and Amy Adams.
100% ditto, but I'll be a little harsher.
Ugh.
I'm heartbroken that I even have to talk to someone who says this was a good movie. This was like a good director took Christian Bale, made him gain some weight. He really gained the weight, right?
Yeah.
He always does. Amy Adams, Steve Carell, Sam Rockwell, even Allison Pill, like just doing great performances. Jesse Plemons as a narrator, doing great performances.
Mhm.
And then the director handed it off to his teenage son, who's in editing class in high school, and
Yes.
said, "You make your version of this movie, son," as a joke. And then they put that to the audience. It was such a hodgepodge. Everything they tried to do didn't work at all, in my opinion, editing wise.
Disagree.
I need to see a cut of this movie with no dumb editing and just give me a biopic of Christian Bale playing Dick Cheney. Just give
I have
me
two
that.
notes.
Give me that movie because I want to see it so bad because they fucking ruined this movie.
I have 2 notes. One of which is written down, and I'll just read that how I wrote it down. I felt like they tried way too hard to utilize the Big Short style of like explain complex shit to moviegoers, and someone did way too much coke in post production, and that's what you end up with is this movie.
Yeah. Well, it
And I
worked
also
for
think-
it worked.
I think the last 30 minutes are the worst part of that.
It turned into a straight up documentary as soon as they went to Iraq. I was like, this isn't a narrative
Yes.
movie anymore. You're just
I think-
literally showing news clips. This is a documentary. Christian Bale's
You realize that was
acting his
fake news.
ass off.
The news lady was just like Jesse Plemons. It was another narrator.
I understand that. They showed a bunch of clips. They didn't.
They showed actual news
They
clips.
showed
You
actual
understand
news
that,
clips
right?
and footage from the war.
Okay,
and
no,
stuff.
I want to make sure that wasn't like getting lost on Jimmy here.
No, it's
No,
not.
I
I'm
feel
not,
like-
I'm
I
not
feel like
dumb.
something's been lost
This
on you.
movie was made for dumb people. Like The Big Short was a very complex thing that they had to explain and make entertaining. So the editing style worked perfectly for The Big Short because housing crisis. Who cares? How are we going to make this entertaining and also a comedy? So it worked. This wasn't a comedy. This was like a serious, like kind of solemn.
I laughed a bunch.
Yeah, because man, your kids changing you.
So two things.
What?
I
What
will
do you-
say,
what the
You got
fuck?
dad humor.
No,
You got
no,
dad
no.
humor
before you
now.
guys fight.
Yeah,
before you guys fight,
no.
Two things. I'm going to be on your side here for a second, Sheehan. Just for a brief point.
Go ahead.
Adam McKay did say this is a comedy. He didn't set up to do a biopic, and if you wanted a biopic, don't see his movie.
Well, then don't hire Christian Bale to pour his heart and soul
Yes.
into a performance.
But my other thing, I think you could fix a lot of the issues with this movie by ending it when he becomes the vice president. Like, make this the story of him becoming the vice president and his entire career in politics, because him, like, conniving his way into that and getting all that power was the perfect bookend to his arc, where he started out a drunken dullard.
Yeah. And don't make
and I think they made that
Well,
movie
that's what you
and
just
tested
did it. You just summarized everything perfectly, because
Hang on, let me finish. I think they made that movie, tested it, and stupid moviegoers were like, well, I want to see what happens when he's vice president, and so they threw the last 30 minutes and all of that Big Short stuff in, and it was fucking horrible.
Okay, so let me just chime in right here. First of all, I appreciate your guys' criticisms towards this movie. It's very well warranted, and you guys are very intelligent. I feel as though you missed some things, and you overthought it. It was just... But whatever. So, made a point of showing how Dick Cheney was a drunk when he failed out of college. Fine. Yeah, so he failed out. Something bad happened, so he went... One thing he wanted was to drink and have fun, and he went too hard with it. And then he shaped up, and he wanted to be straight and be powerful and make his wife proud. And he got the vice presidency, and he went too hard with it. He overdid it again, and he got himself basically very, very close to being prosecuted for war crimes. All right, so that was just another bookend. Like his personality, he overdid things. He overindulged in he was an addict for power. First he was an addict for alcohol, then he was an addict for power. That's what this whole thing was. Correct?
Sure.
Correct.
I don't. Yeah, that's
That's why they didn't. I'm saying, Dave, that's why they didn't stop when he just became vice president. So they.
Oh, that's what you're rebutting. Okay, that makes sense.
Oh, then I disagree. I think the average person in America nowadays knows enough about Dick Cheney that you didn't need to hammer in the last 30 minutes.
No, I disagree. I mean, the whole point of the last 30 minutes was to turn your back on him. I mean, it was. I mean, maybe I was the only person thinking, like, wow, Dick Cheney, he's an asshole, I don't like him, but damn, Dick Cheney did what he wanted. And I kind of respected him.
The story's cool. The execution's
It's really
terrible.
cool. But then after, like Dave said, the last 30 minutes, they brought you back down to see the reality of his decisions. They made him look like a rock star villain beforehand, and then it's like, oh shit, well yeah, you're blowing up children. Oh shit, like you're actually tearing up.
I don't
lives.
think they ever painted him in a nice light, besides that he wouldn't take down his daughter. That was like the one nice thing, and then he did it at the end.
Which I like too, because it humanized him.
Once they took out his heart,
once
he took out his heart, which the high school editor really hammered home by showing us the heart for 15 seconds straight. Then
I'll give you that.
Then they took out his heart, didn't have a heart anymore, or screwed over his sister or his daughters or whatever. Everything about this movie was shoved in your face because it's a Will Ferrell, Adam McKay movie. Like, there was movies with Christian Bale's performance and Adrian's performance need nuance. That's what makes acting so impressive and storytelling so impressive, is nuance. And then they just, like, the editor was a character in this movie. And the editor should never be a character in the movie. Let me just go through the list of fake gags, of gags that sucked. The fake credits halfway through.
Oh, I like that.
That was
like
amazing.
That
was amazing.
The Shakespeare dialogue in bed.
That was stupid.
That was terrible.
Stupid.
When they're ordering dinner and what's on the menu is torture and genocide.
That was great. That was beautiful how they did that.
They were so over the top. Like, I don't need any of that shit when you have this good of performance. And the cinematography and, like, everything else was really good too.
I was gonna say, because I like that dinner shot.
Yeah.
Like, I like how it was lit, and it was like.
I'm telling you, they took an movie,
everything. It was just hammering it over the head,
and they gave it to
a
high school kid and said, "Edit this in a fun way."
Yeah, no, that was a great way to make torture and circumventing the Constitution fun.
No,
it was a great tool for that.
I thought it was tragic. I thought they took a great movie and just shit all over it.
Let's clarify this one point here. I know, Jimmy, you hate politics, correct?
Well, I mean, like, I like politics, but I like doing politics stuff for it myself. So yeah, I hate, like, how politicized movies are becoming. That's why I really didn't like the end of BlacKkKlansman or at all.
Okay.
And that's not saying what side I stand on at all. I'm just don't like it. No,
I understand.
I don't like it in my movies.
You hate agendas.
Yeah, I hate
history.
Yeah,
you hate agenda.
Yeah, yes.
All right. So this was a very liberal movie.
Yeah, and then that scene after the credits was
You stayed for it?
Oh, I didn't know there was a scene after the
Dude,
credits.
Dave, it's so bad.
What is it?
One of the least.
It was
like
great.
it was like Mad TV in a high school. Again, it was just so bad.
What is it? Oh my god!
I'll reenact it for you right now. The test group that they showed earlier on
Mm-hmm.
is sitting there, and then the one guy in like a NASCAR thing is like, this movie's pretty liberal, huh? And then the other guy's like, well, no, actually, a lot of those things are true. You would say that, you libtard. Oh, yeah, that's what you're going to say. Nice retort. And then they fist fight. The Republican jumps on the liberal and starts fighting him. Is the dumbest thing. That shit sucked.
That sounds awful.
It wasn't that dumb.
That was like line for line what it was. It was that dumb.
No, you missed some subtle nuances of the characters.
There's no nuance in everything that didn't involve Christian Bale, Amy Adams, Steve Carell, Sam Rockwell. There was no nuance anything that didn't involve them.
Okay, so
I'm gonna
I'll
have
give
to
you.
reevaluate my score based on knowing that post-credit scene.
It totally like I was like that movie kind of sucked, huh? And then that was like the nail on the head. Like holy shit, they really ruined these performances. I went with a group of 10, right? My grandma down to my cousin who's 18. All of us afterwards were doing that thing where like we don't want to say that we didn't enjoy it because we all went, you know what I mean? You want to
Like,
Yeah.
you all spent money and did this
yeah,
together.
and it was someone's idea, and then we all went to the diner, and everyone was like, "That movie kind of sucked, huh?" And there was not a single person that thought. Everyone thought exactly what me and Dave were saying. Like the editing just was. It was too hodgepodgey. It made no sense.
Yes.
See,
and for
I
a movie with
enjoyed
great
it.
performances, that really makes it even worse. Because I agree. I thought Christian Bale was fantastic. Amy Adams was out of this world in it. The only person who I didn't think was good was Steve Carell.
Yeah, I don't think he does.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I think it was kind of like that tennis movie. It's like I don't know
Yes, that's what it reminded me of. And it's just, I can't
when he plays
pick
that
like
drunken.
any one thing that wasn't good. It's just all the parts of his performance didn't
Well,
add up to being
that's
good.
like his
I will-
drunken male chauvinist character. That's what he did for the tennis movie too.
I will sit here and I will hear you guys complaints about this movie that may or may not be good, but I mean Steve Carell did a wonderful job at being a Republican politician who was corrupt. I mean it was great. He I laughed out loud at his laugh. I mean Steve Carell, no matter what character he's doing, when he laughs, you laugh because it's contagious.
I laughed
of course.
twice in this movie. I wrote them down.
Go ahead.
I wrote
Can you
when
read your
Christian Bale.
handwriting?
What?
I said, can you read your handwriting? You were struggling.
This
for a
is
second.
actually I wrote over each other, but this is when Christian Bale asked him, "What do we believe?"
That was
Yes,
great.
that was a good
That was good. And then when he had his third heart attack, and he said, "Sorry, gonna have to go to the hospital."
Hold on. Sorry,
And
gang.
I liked Sam Rockwell in this, although I really didn't like how they portrayed W. Just because you could have made him so much better.
Yeah, they just made him an idiot.
Yes, which
Yeah,
isn't how he is in real life at all. Like the
No.
accent is a fake thing he does to seem like a good old
Excellent.
boy. He got great grades. He's a smart guy. He just liked to party when he was younger.
Yeah,
Similar to Dick Cheney.
He wasn't a great public speaker, and he had a checkered past, and so the public made him think he's an idiot. That's not the case.
Yeah.
So,
My other note at the end is I hate surgery scenes. This is just me, but I thought like they're just intentionally trying to gross you out, and it was way too long of that shit.
Yes, I thought that scene went on too long.
didn't bother me that much. Yeah, I mean, the surgeries never bothered me at all. I will say that the Shakespeare part, cringeworthy. I was actually like squirming in my seat.
Me too. It was really, really bad.
Really bad. Really bad. My big complaint, though, would be there's so much material here to cover. Basically, they summarize the Bush administration within 2 hours, and you just can't do that. There's so much, like, small little intricacies that are the reasoning behind it. So they probably should have taken a step back and done it more like Big Short with more, like, broad stroke type shit for the general public to consume it better. I don't know. I feel like they especially but Colin Powell's UN speech. There was a lot of shit that they kind of peppered at you the last minute right before he went on there, and they gave him the speech. There was a lot of things in there that were like false and stuff, but they just kind of just glanced over it. And I think they could have done a better job of cleaning that up.
They glanced
Again,
over
you
the
were-
stuff that was hard to understand, and then they explained the stuff that was easy to understand thoroughly. Like the Unitarian power.
I know,
that
but
was
they
so
glanced
easy.
over-
It's in the
And
description.
there was like 4 different scenes that
They
explained
kept
it.
explaining. it. It was like,
unitary
yo,
yes,
Adam
yes,
McKay,
but-
we fucking get it, dude.
No, they overdeveloped those parts, but like the small ones that you said they glanced over, they rifled past them like so many different things.
They rifled past the fact that he was getting in trouble because he used the company that he was a CEO for. Like
So
that.
you're telling me that you understood and in detail everything they talked about and all the background and the names they brought up, the organization, the terrorist, every terrorist they said.
You know, it was quick, but then they explained the easy stuff overly.
I'm saying that
You guys are agreeing, and Sheehan's being argumentative about it.
No, I'm saying I want you to understand like the small things there was just too much of it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, they could have explained some. Like, they didn't explain when Steve Carell says we're going to get prosecuted for this, right? They're talking about they didn't have any other bids from his ex-company. And they didn't really go into that at all. And the Iraq thing, like, they wanted to get money. They explained that by showing a map with oil fields on it, like 2 times. When then the unitary power thing, they explained 4 times. They broke it down for us. Every time the editor came on screen, it was basically like, okay, we know you're a bunch of dumb Americans, so here we're going to hammer home with some sticky shit to let you know what's actually happening in this really good movie, because it's too nuanced for you. And it's like, oh my God. Just let the
I
movie
think
go.
that stuff that they hammered in and got all of us aggravated, most of that's in the last 30 minutes when he becomes the vice president.
Yeah.
If you just make this movie about him getting to that point, even with the shticky stuff, it was a much better movie, I think.
Yeah. Not. Well, I was severely disappointed. I was so excited for this. I think the very first time that we saw this trailer, I was like, what's the tone of this going to be? And they didn't know. Turns out the director still doesn't know. Because he
matched the
forgot to
tone of
tell
the trailer,
he
though.
forgot to tell
Yeah,
Christian Bale they were making a comedy. He forgot to tell all his actors besides Steve Carell that they were making a comedy. And Sam Rockwell.
I think it worked out better that way.
Well, it didn't.
Yeah, I'm very happy with this.
What's
is
the
just a
general
different-
public, Dave? Is this getting good reviews?
Do we want to get into that?
Yeah, let's go
segment
into
now?
that. Well,
Or
let's
do
do
we
our
want to
one-
give
one
our
of ours.
ratings first? Because we
We can do our ratings, then we'll do Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay.
I'll go first. I'm giving it 68 critical.
Okay.
You've made your point clear.
I had it at a 72 until I discovered that post-credit scene,
Oh, fuck off.
and I'm dropping it to a 62.
You're such an asshole. You're
That scene
just a
is so
fucking
bad,
asshole.
and I Googled
No,
it
you
to,
didn't even see the
see if
scene.
he's-
You didn't even see the scene, and you're going to drop 10 fucking
part
points.
of the movie.
You are so illegitimately stupid. You're just dumb. You're a dumb person. 10
so
fucking
bad.
points for a scene
If-
you didn't even watch?
It's so bad. Well, it's basically screaming this whole movie's stupid.
No, Jimmy, I'm not worried about you. Dave, you didn't see the fucking thing, and you're going to drop 10 points is
Yeah.
outrageous.
It's a part of the movie.
No, you listen to Jimmy beat and bash this thing, and you're like, no, I'm going to drop it down more. Whatever.
All right,
Yeah.
Sheehan, what you give it?
85.
85?
Yep.
62 plus 68 plus 85 divided by 3 is a 71. Oh, that sucks that it's in the 70s.
It's good.
Yeah.
Thank Christ. Salvaged it.
All right, entertainment value. Out of 5, popcorns.
I gave it a 3.5.
I gave
Right,
it
fun.
a 3.
I gave it a 4.
Okay, so that's a
3.5.
was a 3.5.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 3.5
I
and
gave, it, I
70.
gave it a full popcorn off because of Shakespeare.
That scene was so bad. How did they not cut that?
It was that bad. It was that
How'd
bad.
they not cut that? You have 2 actors, dude,
Two world-class actors.
doing world-class performances, and then you do this
And it was like
Shakespeare
7
bit,
minutes
like
long.
a fucking Mad TV Shakespeare bit in the middle of it.
I don't know how long it actually was, but it felt like close to 10 minutes.
I was listening to the theater to see if anyone laughed, and not one person in my theater laughed. And I had
I think
a packed
people
theater.
were trying to figure out what the fuck was going on.
I was like, are they really doing this?
Because remember, the narrator did say it like beforehand, like, well, we don't know what they said. They could have been singing Shakespeare and soliloquies, but we don't know, so we can only understand. We can only assume, and they went to that. So they nailed you on the head with it, and then they followed through.
Did you know the narrator was going to get hit by that truck? I whispered to Katie right away. I was like, he's about to get hit by a car.
Yeah.
Some people in my theater were
I
like,
had forgotten about the whole heart transplant thing, so that surprised me.
I mean, I knew. I only knew it was him when he was going for a run. I was like, oh fuck, here we go.
yeah.
That's all.
They didn't need that. They didn't need the narrator. They didn't need any of the gimmicks for this movie.
Well, that's the same thing that Big Short did, though.
I know, but
With
that's
Margot Robbie.
that's the problem. They treated the housing crisis the same way as something very interesting. Like for the housing crisis,
it wasn't
worked.
for you. It wasn't for you.
What?
It just wasn't for you. That's all.
No, dude, I'm a history
this-
major.
like,
this
I
is
love
like
this type of
this
stuff.
is
No, the story was for you. Yes, but the guy's technique, whatever. Just
yeah. It was.
different artistic choices that you would have.
I'm gonna guess it wasn't
avoided.
for anyone but you. What?
So wait, all right, what are you guys gonna pair with it?
Whiskey on the rocks. Just keep them coming.
I just did beer, any type of beer. Just get me drunk off cheap beer.
Gonna go a nice iced tea. Seems like an old man thing to drink.
Yeah, nice.
All
The
right,
heart problem.
Rotten Tomato scores. What do you guys want first, audience or critical?
Critical.
Do you want to guess?
Yeah,
No.
I cannot see critics liking this. I really can't fathom it. I'm going to guess that they gave it a 70, 68, 70.
Sheehan?
Fuck you.
What do you
Got a
think it is?
64 critically.
So it's lower than what we're giving it. Fuck.
What do you think
Yikes.
audience score is for this?
20, 23.
I'll go with 70.
55. Audiences
Fuck.
hated this way more than critics.
It's a poorly executed movie about a really interesting story. I hope another director's like, give me the B-sides. Just give me the raw footage and let me direct this correctly and edit it properly.
I was gonna say, I hope when they release it on DVD, there's a like non-comedic version of the movie.
Take out all the dumb
Like
gimmicks
another cut.
and give me the good acting, and I'll enjoy this thoroughly.
Yeah, I agree.
John's upset.
Yeah. It's disheartening. I don't know. It's not what I expected, guys. I feel like I just lost a race or something. I don't know. It's
Man,
weird.
that post-credit scene.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Like just like I got Jimmy coming at me saying that because I'm a dad, I don't like good movies anymore.
Yeah.
I got Dave dropping fucking 10 points on a scene he didn't even fucking watch.
You're a big fan of dad humor now.
That wasn't dad humor.
Oh, dude, it was.
It wasn't.
The fake credits, that's about as gimmicky and 12-year-old.
Yes, and that's one of the jokes I liked, and I love dad humor.
That's like a 12-year-old joke.
No.
It is. It's Adam McKay and
No.
Will Ferrell. Like, they make jokes for kids.
Ugh.
And then they tried to make jokes for kids in a very serious biopic. I was like, wait, what?
I don't know. My daughter would not get that joke.
No, because she's not a dad.
That's the only reason.
All right. Do we have anything else to do? What about if Ben Affleck
I do.
was in this?
Can I mention
Yeah.
one thing though? Can I mention one thing before we go?
What's that?
All right. I was blown away when I saw Scooter Libby, and I realized it was Andy from Weeds.
Oh, yeah. He's been in a lot of stuff lately.
I just love when he pops up out of nowhere.
He's-
like one of those small joys.
He's in Kidding as well.
Is he really?
Yeah.
I love him.
Yo, you should watch Kidding, John.
No, it's high on the list. Trust me. I get so excited. I want him to do well. I love him.
Wait, Jimmy, you just brought it up. Who do you guys think Ben Affleck should have been in this movie?
Colin Powell. No.
I think he would have been better as Rumsfeld.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah, I
Steve
would have
Carell.
been interested in that.
You guys are just like, I don't know if you're intentionally doing this or you're just like
No.
just accidentally crushing me, because I thought Steve Carell was he should have been nominated for over Sam Rockwell.
Nah, Sam Rockwell.
Sam Rockwell was almost nothing. It was the same character as he did for Three Billboards, just with a suit.
He did a
This
pretty
was a
good
very
Bush.
different character than Three Billboards.
It was pretty much the same fucking guy.
Angry racist compared to happy-go-lucky drunk.
Yeah, with the soul.
Prep school kid versus angry poor racist.
Yeah, same guy.
Sam Rockwell's awesome.
You're just lashing out now.
He shouldn't be nominated because he was only in the movie for 10 minutes, if that.
Yeah, I mean, I love Sam Rockwell, but Steve Carell just had a bigger role and he was more important to the movie.
Anthony Hopkins got an award for an Oscar, I think, for like 11 minutes of performance.
Mahershala Ali got it for 7, I think. It was ridiculous.
Or he was real good for those 7 minutes.
He was. Can't knock him.
Nice.
Oh, and I also I will admit that when I saw Condoleezza Rice, I actually thought it was the real Condoleezza
She looked a
Rice.
lot like
Me
her.
too.
Right?
I thought that was going to be her.
Like, why'd she partake
I was
in this?
stunned.
Isn't she like interviewing for a like big school's basketball coach position?
The Browns said they were gonna
The Browns
maybe
head
the
coaching
Browns.
job.
that was not real, but
No,
it was leaked.
But she's a big Browns fan, so that's why they did that.
Yep. All right, that ends this episode. Sorry that you guys all had to witness John break his own heart with his dumb opinion.
You guys are just being fucking mean. Excuse me for liking a movie.
Did you? I wish that all the people that listen to the podcast could watch the video. I'll put it on YouTube, because the way my eyes opened and my jaw dropped when you said you liked it. Me
too.
That was a bigger shocker than it was when the heart donor got hit by the truck for my grandma who didn't see it coming. That I could not believe you like this movie.
Those
I'm happy that you enjoyed it though. You had a good 2 hours.
I've been feeling great about it.
Oof.
No, I don't feel so good. You guys are just mean.
Hey man,
What are we reviewing next week?
do we have something?
Spider-Verse
no-
we've been saying we're gonna do.
Spider-Verse or Bird Box? Those are my options.
I vote Spider-Verse.
Spider means I gotta go see Spider-Verse.
It depends on our schedules, but yeah.
All right.
All right, so it's either gonna be one Bird Box or Spider-Verse. I'm gonna try to get out there and watch Spider-Verse this weekend.
All right. Thank you guys for listening. We appreciate it. Go to Instagram. Go to Six Pack Cinema. Tell us what you thought. Give us your popcorn. Give us your critical. Go to Twitter, Twitter, Six Pack Cinema. Do the same thing. Reach out. Tell us what you think. See you later. Thanks for joining.
Love y'all. Love y'all. Love y'all. Love y'all. Love y'all.
Guys.
Love y'all. Love y'all.